It begs the question, where do we find such courage and talent, such a willingness to sacrifice one's life so that others may live? We get them in small towns like Crestview, Florida, and in big cities across this land. Their love of country and unwavering dedication to their fellow service members often yields uncommon valor on the battlefield or while training to go to war. The price of freedom is understandably high and often comes in the form of precious lives of America's sons and daughters. While those who gave all aren't here with us today, their legacy lives on. While the world continues to change around us, some things endure, such as the need for our military to counter threats to our nation and our way of life. Volunteers of our nation's military are still bearing that burden, still serving, still fighting. We have 39,000 airmen deployed to 260 locations across the globe. There are an additional 130 airmen supporting combatant command operations from their home stations. So our operations tempo remains high, a fact that does not look to change anytime in the near future. In closing, I know this day means so much to each of us for reasons that are often profound and very personal. I've probably heard dozens of speeches on Veterans Day for the past 20 years. Most of the remarks have common themes that focus on sacrifice, dedication to duty, and commitment to something bigger than oneself. But if I were completely transparent, I'd admit that I don't honestly remember much of those speeches. I suspect many of you today will not remember much from my speech either. If you don't remember anything I say, I hope you will remember the words I'm about to share. They're not my words, though. I wish they were. These words belong to Colonel Mark Doherty. Colonel Doherty was the vice commander of the 388 Fighter Wing at Hill Air Force Base in 1997. He was one of my first bosses in the Air Force. He said, when explaining why the United States military is so important to our way of life, freedom isn't an inherent birthright. We're not entitled to it. We have to fight for it and sometimes even die for it. If we're not willing to do that, there are others in this world who will try and take it away. Those words have stayed with me for the past 22 years. I can't tell you what I had for dinner this weekend, but I remember Colonel Doherty's words like it were yesterday. Freedom is not an inherent birthright. We must be willing to fight for it. In this moment, let us give thanks for America's sons and daughters, past and present, who have been willing to enter the arena and fight the good fight. We are all better off because of their faithful service. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to join you today and for taking the time to remember our nation's veterans. They are among the very best America has to offer. God bless you all, bless our veterans, and bless the United States of America.